In the headlines, Zamfara state government bans motorcycles in Gusau. Kano APC lawmaker dumps party for ADP. 174 stranded Nigerians from Libya return home. And a foreign seen Kenyan Observer Group says projections tally with election results. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Nten Ekpan. And on the news in full, Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle on Monday banned the riding of motorcycles from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in Gusau town. The measure, according to the governor, was taken by the Security Council following reports on the use of motorcycles by bandits and other criminals to perpetrate their criminal activities within the state capital and its outskirts. The governor implored members of the public to be vigilant in their localities and report to security agencies any suspicious persons or strange movement in their respective communities. The governor stressed that the security of lives and property of the citizenry is the basic function of any government. Gunmen have kidnapped the Commissioner for Information in Nasarawa State, Yakubu Mohammed Lawal. Lawal was said to have been abducted from his residence in Nasarawa Egon local government area of the state on Monday night after sporadic shootings. Police Public Relations Officer in that state, DSP Rahman Nansel, confirmed the kidnap on Tuesday. According to the PPRO, the search and rescue operation is ongoing by the combined team led by Area Commander of Akwanga Area Command, Haliru Aliyu, to rescue the victim and arrest perpetrators of the crime. Police operatives have foiled terrorist attacks on Tadawa and Barkia villages in Kerfi local government area of Katsina State. A large number of the terrorists were put down in an exchange of gunfire in the early hours of Monday morning. Trust TV's Abdullahi Ahmadi reports.
About 80 terrorists riding on motorcycles attacked the two farming communities on Sunday night. They had rustled 75 sheep, 40 goats, and 4 cows before they ran into the police. The animals were recovered after the police had engaged the terrorists in a heavy gun battle. The recovered animals were handed over to their rightful owners on Monday morning at the Kerfi local government divisional police headquarters. These people from the affected communities hail the police in Kerfi and Katsina for their tireless efforts in taming the scourge of terrorism. The terrorists rustled my remaining sheep after dispossessing me of all I have, but as God would have it, they were intercepted by DPO Kerfi and his men. I am very grateful. All of them have been returned to me. The terrorists came around 1 a.m. this Monday. That time we were awake and vigilant. We mobilized and called the DPO and his men. When they arrived, we confronted the terrorists and we succeeded. Local authorities are promising that the government will continue working closely with security operatives to confront the terrorists until they are defeated. They, however, admitted that there are communities in Kerfi local government that were forced out of this year's farming activities due to insecurity.
In Kurihibi, we have Mujung Fulani and Mujung Arna. Also in Sauri B, we have some villages very near or very close to Gwanzu. Then if we move to Sauri A, we have Hakau. Also in Sauri B, there is Sonu, where the council leader belongs to. So these are the only areas that we are facing this kind of problem that you asked.
Confirming the incidents, the police public relations officer, Katsina State Command SP Gambo Isa, suggested the best option for the fight against terrorism.
Do more. We need to do more. It's high time we organize our communities. We re-strategize. but not everything on police, everything on the military. You, as a member of the community, what effort are you making in ensuring that your community is safe? You have a responsibility, and you must look for that responsibility.
Many communities bedeviled by insecurity are now re-strategizing to work with security operatives and other stakeholders to confront the terrorists, saying they are tired of killings, abductions, and assaults. Abdullahi Ismail, Post Television News, Katsina.
The FCT Command's Public Relations Officer, PPRO, Josephine Ade, has called on the public to shun fake news capable of inciting public unrest in the Capital Territory. The PPRO made the call during an interview with Trust TV News. She advised citizens and residents to cooperate with law enforcement agencies for lasting peace in the country.
Abuja is very safe. There is no cause for alarm. People should disregard all this fake news. The Commissioner of Police have actually set a team to investigate and trace out the originator of most of these fake news that carriers. Yes, we are working on it, and very soon we will get one of them. And by the time we get one of them, definitely we'll prosecute him according to law. When you are talking about insecurity within a state, that place is totally shut down, that no activities goes, not even economic activities will be happening. But within the FCT, you can go to your house and come. There's no cause for alarm. Just give us information if there is any problem. Give us information through our numbers out there. In the part of being proactive, we also release the numbers of DPOs with their names for people to call us so that we'll be able to respond to distress calls on time. You don't have to wait. If you can't call the command emergency number, you can call your DPO. People should be relaxed. There's no cause for panic. Yeah, just watch your environment. Watch strange faces around, the movements of strange faces around your environment. Watch out. See whatever you notice, whenever you notice a strange activities going on around your environment, that is the time you now call the police. Use those numbers. Call the police and give them this information on time. Give us credible information. There is no harm if we find out that whatever you report is not right. It means that you are being proactive. You are watching your environment. Give us the information. Let us tell you that there is no cause for alarm.
The multidimensional security challenges bedeviling the country have called for the need to adopt mechanisms and strategies like the non-kinetic approach of curbing insecurity. Now, this was the view of experts at an interagency collaboration of stakeholders organized by the National Orientation Agency on implementation of recommendations of the National Summit. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu has details.
Stakeholders at the outing were unanimous in their submission that the utilization of civil-military operations is effective in attracting and persuading rather than coercive use of lethal force.
The aim is to instigate conversation that will produce ideas that will add value to the recommendations already produced from the National Summit, and together with you, our stakeholders, design strategies for implementation. The recommendation and the policy issues in a collaborative and partnership synergy.
These interagency deliberations of stakeholders had recommendations from civil society organizations, representatives of the National Security Advisor, Chief of Naval Staff, Air Staff, Army Staff, Minister of Defense, Director General of State Security Services. Others were Defense Staff, the Inspector General of Police, and other development partners who all harped on the effectiveness and need for collaborative efforts of security agencies and members of the public through non-kinetic response.
To bring us in line with how we can address our national security issue without having to fight or never to shoot a bullet.
In his keynote address, the Chief of Defense Staff, here represented, highlighted the core contributions of the non-kinetic roles of the armed forces through civil military operations.
The armed forces, in its traditional role and efforts, usually does whatever it can to enhance national security of the country, and has been involved in various non-kinetic operations, including humanitarian assistance, food security, educational development, and healthcare services.
However, there are calls on elimination and discouragement of threat motivators that makes the society prone to insecurity challenges.
We are not mindful of the fact that proliferation of small arms and light weapons are all over the place that are being used by these criminal elements. The collapse of the local government system is also a factor that we must reckon with.
Participants noted that curbing insecurity is a duty of the citizens and not the security operatives alone. Hence, the need for the adaptation of the recommendations of the National Summit on Kinetic Response to Insecurity. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Group Chief Executive Officer, Media Trust, Mone Gwarzo, says the group will continue to partner relevant stakeholders to ensure that it achieves its mandate. He gave the assurance when he led some management staff of the group on a courtesy visit to the Corporate Affairs Commission in Abuja. Musa Lucas has more.
The Media Trust Group CEO said the visit was to strengthen partnership tie with the CAC and also introduce the new management theme to the Commission. While appreciating the CAC for its patronage, Gwarzo sued for sustained partnership that will enable both organizations achieve their respective goals. The Group Executive Director, Business Development, Media Trust, Ahmad Shekarau, said the newly rebranded organization is better positioned to serve her customers using cutting-edge technology that guarantees maximum impact. Receiving the delegation, the Registrar General and CEO Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, who appreciated the Media Trust for the visit, also congratulated the new management and assured of Commission's desire to maintain beneficial relationship with the group.
But we are happy that the board of the Media Trust has deemed it fit to bring professional managers to manage the business, because business management is beyond media. One has to have the requisite skill to manage a business, and we are happy they have a round peg in a round hole, and we believe that the company will continue to grow from strength to strength. Congratulations.
The registrar acknowledged that the company's record with CAC is active and up to date and urged the company to maintain such a good record.
From our records, the company is active. Their returns are up to date for the current year. So, you know, this is a yearly activity. So we've impressed on them to always maintain that, maintain the regular filings. And now that they are contemplating, they're expanding, they have so many subsidiaries under them. It's not just for the parent company to be up to date. The subsidiaries should also be equally up to date. And I believe they have good secretarial department, and we don't have any reason to doubt their compliance with the requirements of the law.
Musa Luka, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, ahead of the 2023 general elections, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has again met with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Now, also at the meeting held on Monday night at Wike's private residence in Port Harcourt is the former governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko, ex-Cross River Governor Donald Duke, Benue State Governor Samuel Otom, Abia State Governor Okezie Ikpeazu, and Gombe State ex-Governor Ibrahim Dan Kwambo, among others. Members of the House of Representatives representing Kano Municipal, Shaban Sharada, has decamped from the All Progressives Congress APC to the Action Democratic Party, the ADP. A close associate to Sharada, Rabiu Sharma, confirmed the development and adding that he has picked the governorship ticket of the ADP with Rabiu Bako as his running mate. Now, while details of the reason behind his defection remains scratchy, there is strong belief that Sharada defected from the ruling APC due to uncertainty of his fate. You're watching News Update on Trust TV this hour. We'll take a break and I'll be back with more news. Coming up after the break. We'll find out how indigenous FCT residents and inhabitants live in the city. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching News Update on Trust Television. A recap of our major stories. Zamfara State Government bans motorcycles in Gusau. And Kano APC lawmaker dumps party for ADP. Two other stories now. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has received another batch of 174 stranded Nigerian returnees from Libya. Director General of NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed, who is represented by the Lagos Territorial Office Coordinator Ibrahim Farin-Loye, received the new batch on arrival. The profiles of the returnees show that 69 female adults, 5 female children, and 10 female infants were brought back. Among the returnees are 23 minor medical cases. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, in collaboration with the European Union, have been repatriating thousands of stranded Nigerians from various countries since 2017 through a special assisted voluntary repatriation program. Hundreds of residents in Nguru local government area of Yobe State have been forced out of their residences following a flash flood that took over the entire Zangon-Kwanwa area of the town and destroying many businesses. Trust TV's Idris Jibrin reports that residents say they no longer feel safe due to increasing threats of building collapse, with many resorting to using local boats to access their homes.
The area is called Zangon-Kwanwa in Nguru local government area of Yobe State. Now, following a heavy rainfall 3 days ago, residents here say that this water overpowered the streets. In other words, there is no way either vehicle or human being can pass across these streets. And there are major streets, side by side, that are covered by water. There is no way people could pass or reach their houses. In other words, their houses are also at risk, overtaken by the water. Now, people are using locally made boats to pass from that axis of the road to the other side of the road. Now, as it is now, residents are telling us that they have been complaining to authorities to come and provide some drainages so that this water will be able to pass. Yet, they are still waiting for that to come. But at the moment, I can tell you that people around this area, they cannot access their houses. They had to follow through other alternative routes that can help them access their residence. And the whole area is covered and overpowered by water. So now residents are calling on local government authorities and perhaps the state government to come and provide solution to this problem, because there are other houses that could collapse at any point in time, according to the residents around this area.
The Federal Capital Territory, before it became the nation's capital city, was once the home of some few thousands of people who, after the relocation of the nation's capital to Abuja, still struggled with resettlement and identifying with a new home state. In this report, Trust TV's Sergey Ibrahim spoke with some stakeholders who have expressed concerns over the worrying situation of the original inhabitants of Abuja.
These are a cultural display of some of the different tribes who previously occupied the Federal Capital Territory. They are also known as the original inhabitants of the FCT. The city was formerly inhabited by 9 ethnic groups, namely Amwamwa, Basa, Igbira, Gade, Gana, Gbagi, Gbari, Gwandara, and Koro. Following the creation of the Abuja Master Plan, the original inhabitants were to be resettled within and outside the Federal Capital Territory, but according to experts, not all of them have found a new place to call home.
Their matter is still unresolved. Many years after they gave out their land for Abuja capital, today the original inhabitants are stateless. They don't have state they can call their own. If they go to school to register, when they feel FCT, they will tell them there is no state like FCT. They either feel Nasarawa or Niger State.
From the 36 states on the Federal Executive Council, and there's not one person from the geographical location called the FCT. It's important that when people sit around a table and you have somebody who understands, that's why they say he or she who wears a shoe knows where it pinches.
They also expressed concerns over the living conditions of some of these original inhabitants, which they described as poor.
Go and see what they say they built around Niger State. Go and see the place. It's not even fit for pigs, not to talk about human beings. Those are the places they want original inhabitants to go to. Are they forbidden to enjoy what they are enjoying in Abuja city center? It is high time they listen to the original inhabitants. The place where Aso Rock is built today, the National Assembly, is cemetery of where some people bury their loved ones.
When you go to certain communities like Godoji community that is in Kuje, for instance, basic water they don't have. We visited the Godoji community, and the source of water they have is a pond. And let me shock you that source of water, where that water is, has been given to somebody, sold to somebody, and the person is right now in the process of fencing it off. As soon as that water is fenced off, it means that the people in Godoji community may not have access to even that pond water to drink.
They also called on the public to join hands towards amplifying the challenges facing these inhabitants for government and well-meaning Nigerians and other individuals and organizations to intervene. Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
Delta State government has disclosed the proposed indicative budget of 459 billion naira for the year 2023. Commissioner for Economic Planning, Barry Perry, disclosed this during the bilateral discussions with ministries, departments and agencies, which has just commenced ministerial briefings. According to the Commissioner, this is coming after the consideration of the fiscal strategy paper, the medium-term expenditure framework, and other budgetary instruments by the State Executive Council. He explained that several factors influenced the indicative budget size for 2023, including the Russia-Ukraine crisis, galloping inflation, and the volatile exchange rates.
It's 435 as against 410 of 2020. Mineral ratio 2022 in the year 2022, but we are going to do 25% in 2023. The inflation trend, 13% at 2022, we'll be doing 13.1 at 2023. All of those put together, we did a run and then we arrived at 459 billion as the indicative global size of the 2023 budget.
On the foreign scene, an independent observer group has said the results of Kenya's August 9 presidential election, as announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, are in line with its own projections. At a news conference on Tuesday morning in Nairobi, the capital, the Elections Observation Group said it received data from over 5,000 observers deployed across 290 constituencies in the country's 47 counties. The August 9 election were neck to neck with Deputy President William Ruto, just ahead of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and results announced by the IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati late on Monday, August 15. The group's projection gave William Ruto 50.7% to the IEBC's 50.49%, and for Raila Odinga it was 48.7% for the IEBC's 48.85%. And for some sport news now, Manchester City have confirmed the capture of Spanish left-back Sergio Gomez from Belgian club Anderlecht. The Premier League champions were in need of a full-back after allowing Alexander Zinchenko to join Arsenal in a €32 million deal. The Premier League champions signed a replacement for Alexander, with Pep Guardiola wanting to keep the former Spain youth international. City will pay an initial €11 million for the 21-year-old, with the potential for the price to rise further in unspecified add-ons. And that's the news this hour. Thanks for watching. You can connect with us for more via our social media platforms. I am Ntene, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.